You knew that we were going to have to revisit this topic after last week's viral explosion as the world became aware of exactly what went down between my man Lil Kelpy and Almighty Suspect. So how are you feeling at this point? It's been what, like 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, I think like 3 weeks or something like that since it happened.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Bro, I'm honestly feeling pretty good. I've been blowing up my YouTube a little bit after that incident, so
really,
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Have you had like every single person in your entire life hit you up about it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Honestly though, like a lot of my old homies and shit, they wasn't even hitting me up about it.
Really?
Yeah, it was mostly just like random people.
They're not on the internet enough to like see it?
They're on the internet, bro. They don't really care enough. I guess they kind of know me. They know the type of shit I be getting into, so I don't even bother.
What's the primary criticism that you've been seeing in response as a result of that?
I think the number one thing is like people trying to say that if they were in my shoes that it would have gone differently,
right?
And they would have swung back and stuff. But I know a lot of y'all probably couldn't even see the angle and shit because you was blocking it and like people were standing in front of me. But I was trying to get some swings in on him like when I was getting beat on.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, I can't blame you for the way that went down. And can you have them like turn it down out there? Because I can fucking hear it. It's so annoying. But I can't blame you for the way that it went down, just because it's like we're in this podcast environment, and I've been doing this for a million fucking years, and I've never even came close realistically to anything happening while I've been on camera that was close to that. Yeah. So it's like you're just not expecting it to get to that level. Now, I will... Yeah, like he did kind of like stand up and throw his fucking headphones off, and you were a little delayed in your reaction.
My reaction was too slow, bro. I was sipping that kratom, and I was just like, I wasn't in the right headspace. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew what was coming when I called him a bitch, but at the same time, like I was high.
You be off the kratom like that?
Yeah.
What effect does that have on you?
It's like an opioid, bro. I'm using it to quit drink and Percocet and all that shit. I haven't touched that shit in months. So
is it good? It's like that? Like chills you out?
It's pretty similar. It chills me out, relaxes me, makes me sleepy and everything.
I must have done the wrong kratom, dude, because I tried that shit back in the day. You gotta get that shit
online. I'm trying to get a sponsorship for it because I'll be honest, so heavy. But nah, if you get the good shit, bro, it'll put you out.
Wow. Yeah. I love that kratom played a role in how this went down.
I mean, I'm not using it as an excuse. Like my reaction time was just too slow because my reaction time was too slow, but I was high. Right. And that probably played some type of role in
Who influenced you to get into kratom? Was it Joe Rogan?
Nah. I don't even be watching Joe Rogan like that or really any podcast. But basically I was just like, I need to quit drink mostly because it was eating up my money and I was getting withdrawals and shit every time I didn't have it. So I was looking for, a replacement, an affordable replacement. I just found that. So, yeah.
Well, shout out to kratom. Anyway, so all right, this is my thing about this is that I felt like I didn't realize the extent to which you were sort of hyped up to confront Suspect. And I didn't see a full interview, but I heard that there was an interview on another platform where I saw a clip on Reddit. That's where everybody should watch this clip. Is basically you sort of talking like in an angry way, and ODM Slim sort of like hyping you up in terms of like not taking the kind of abuse that you kind of took in the initial episode with Sharp and Suspect. Would you say that that's fair?
Yeah, I don't even want to throw it like it was ODM's fault or the other dude. Shout out to Jinx. It was Drinks with Jinx podcast I was on. I don't want to blame those two for, my reaction to that. I was just like, fed up kind of from the disrespect, not even just from them but from everybody. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be the way I would be if I wasn't on camera on a podcast.
So on that initial one with Sharp and Suspect, do you feel like you were kind of restrained in terms of how you...
I was 100% just trying to keep it professional.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to go off or nothing, not trying to throw any shade their way. I was just like, I knew what they was doing. They was trying to get the views. Obviously, that's what pays the bills.
Right.
So I was just kind of sitting there taking it, you know what I'm saying? But after that, I was like, I should have, spoke my mind a little more. So that's what I did in the next one.
But so did ODM tell you that you shouldn't have just sat there and fucking had them yell at you on that first episode?
He was telling me basically like, yo, bro, like you can't let another man disrespect you and all that. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but this is a camera thing. Like I felt like it would be different, But at the same time, he was kind of telling me after the fight, he was like, bro, why was you giving him that energy and all this? Like, why'd you do that? So I was like, you know what? I was just doing what I felt. I wasn't really listening to nobody else.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, what was it, though, that, like, made it get that aggressive? Because it felt like you calling him a bitch. Like, for sure, there's no excuse to ever hit a guest on a podcast.
I mean, yeah.
But at the same time, if there was going to be something that you could say verbally, let's be real, when it comes to like street shit or pimps or whatever.
I know what I was doing when I
if
said
you
that,
say bitch, if you say faggot, I mean, maybe even you could throw weirdo in the category. These are words that like realistic are going to make like a very large percentage of people just swing on you.
Yeah, they're fighting words.
And so in that moment, it was almost like, it was kind of hard for me to be 100% upset with Suspect just because I felt like you kind of were provoking it to an extent.
And I'm the same way. I knew exactly what I was doing when I said it.
Right.
I was like, yeah, he's going to get pissed at this. I did, however, think it was going to go down outside. I didn't think it was going to go down right here. You know what I'm saying? But I knew what I was doing, provoking him like that.
But so you weren't worried in that moment of like actually catching a fair one with him? That didn't seem like a bad idea.
A fair one, bro, like win or lose, I would have done it. And in fact, like if y'all was able to set up some type of boxing ring where we could, you know, give some money to charity or like a good cause, I would for sure be down to run that.
That's not the worst idea I ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we leave the guns out of it, you know, leave
the boxing
leave the violence
ring,
and all.
boxing
But
ring with guns.
If it's for a good point, like, no, that shit would be dope.
Yeah, we definitely are gonna have to leave the guns out for sure. Yeah, that's not acceptable.
No, most definitely not.
But okay, so then it happens, and like my recollection of it is I thought it was pretty iconic that you said you're still a bitch like from the couch after that.
Bro, I mean, I stood on what I said. You know, getting my ass beat, it's happened before. I wasn't gonna change how I felt about it.
Right. And then ODM was kind of like, you see a little bit of it in the clip, but I heard more of it after the fact, where he was like pretty upset about the way that you were sort of handling yourself in that episode. Like what was the tone of you guys' discussions after the fact?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, I fuck with ODM and everything, but he was like, you know, a dad scolding me for fucking up and, you know, getting my ass whooped.
Right.
Type shit.
But was it like kind of contradictory because he was also the one who was basically telling you that you should have stood up to him and sharp?
Yeah, it was definitely like some contradiction in what he was saying. But you know what? Like I said, I don't blame him for my actions on that podcast. I blame myself for those actions. I took the consequences. I moved on from it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're still working with ODM?
That's like a misconception a lot of people have. Like, people think he's my manager.
I thought that as well.
Yeah, no. Like, I met him on another podcast with like Big Weavy or something.
Okay.
And we were just chatting it up, and then he like gave me my number. I gave him, you know, we gave each other our numbers, and then just started talking. But nah, it was more like some big homie shit.
Okay.
Definitely not manager though.
So you guys were just hanging out at that time, and he was just kind of putting you on game, or what?
I hadn't even met him in person. I met him in person at the Jinx with Drinks podcast, or Drinks with Jinx. Sorry.
Did you feel like he was trying to have you be the next Crip Mac?
I don't even know if he wanted to. I don't think he wanted me to be the next Crip Mac.
It's hard to be the next Crip Mac.
Yeah,
that's a lot to bite off.
I think he just wanted me to go up, you know, capitalize off my image and stuff, which is what I was trying to do. But he definitely pointed me in the right direction to that. So shout out ODM.
But you never had a conversation about finances or him managing you or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. He wanted to make it clear to me from the beginning, like, bro, I'm going to give you good advice. I'm going to point you in the right direction to make you the connects, but you're not going to pay me. I'm not going to pay you. Like, this isn't a manager situation.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm still a free agent. I don't got no manager.
Interesting. You're open to that, though? You're looking for it?
To be honest, I mean, I can probably manage myself. Maybe in the future, bigger financial decisions.
It is interesting. I feel like you've had like enough viral moments so far. Like the soft white underbelly shit was definitely a fucking moment. How many views is that at?
Shit, I think it's almost at 2 mil, like 1.5.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And then like the fucking fight obviously was this whole thing.
Yeah, that
like,
thing's going crazy right now.
And now it's like everybody just like wants to know who the fuck are these people involved in all this. So like, how do you feel like you're going to be able to take this? Because some people were kind of shocked that you were cool with the idea of it coming out.
Oh, 100% I was cool with that.
Yeah.
Because like when I left, everyone was like, we're going to keep this quiet for now and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I don't need to hide the truth from nobody.
Right.
I got my ass beat. Like, it's happened before. It'll happen again.
Right.
I got a wild mouth.
Well, a lot of people would prefer to keep it off camera. I mean, I
ain't like that.
I was doing it more for like self-serving reasons when we first had that conversation because I'm just thinking like, oh, this makes us look crazy. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
But then once I have a little bit of time to look back at it, I'm like, well, actually, it's like the most viral fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
We both profit off of it. We both have been. So, yeah. I didn't take it as like, oh, I want to keep this under closed doors, you know, like keep it quiet. I was like, it happened. Let's capitalize off of it.
Yo, we just hit 400,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. So if you want to help us out, click subscribe, get us to 500K. Yeah.